All right, let's just get right into it. We all think we know The Truman Show, right? That brilliant kind of creepy movie about reality TV gone wild. But what if I told you that's just the surface? What if it's actually a map, a cinematic key to unlocking a secret spiritual story that's been around for over 2,000 years? You remember this line? It's that chillingly simple idea from Christof, the show's creator, speaking like a god from the moon. It's the core of the whole film. We believe what we see. Simple as that.
But this is where it gets really interesting. The film isn't just asking about TV. It's asking a much, much bigger question. A question that ancient mystics were wrestling with long before cameras were even invented.
Look, when it came out, everyone praised it for being this genius take on media and fame, and it was. It was smart, it was funny, and man was it ahead of its time. But its real secret, its true power, is hiding way deeper than that.
Okay, so here's the big reveal. The Truman Show isn't just like an ancient story. It is an ancient story. It's an almost perfect point-for-point retelling of the Gnostic worldview, where our physical reality is seen as this incredibly elaborate prison for the soul. The parallels? They're just too exact to be an accident.
So, to really get the film, we've got to crack open this ancient blueprint it's built on. We need to meet the key players in this Gnostic drama. Think of this as our secret decoder ring for the movie. In the Gnostic story, you have a false god, the Demiurge, that's Christof. You have the material prison, or Kenoma, that's the Seahaven dome. The prison guards, called Archons, well, that's Meryl, Marlon, all the actors. The spark of wisdom, Sophia, that's Sylvia. And that process of waking up, called Gnosis, that's all the little glitches Truman starts to notice. Let's start with the prison itself.
So first up, let's take a closer look at the prison itself. Who built it, what it's made of, and who's guarding the doors?
So in Gnosticism, the creator of our world isn't the true God. He's this lesser, arrogant being called the Demiurge who thinks he's the whole shebang. Now, does that sound like anyone we know? Christof, whose name is literally a play on Christ of, a false Christ. He calls himself the creator. His voice booms down from the sky, and he genuinely thinks his fake world is better than the real one. It's a dead ringer.
And his creation, Seahaven, it is the perfect Gnostic prison. It's a beautiful, comfortable, gilded cage. The sun is just a big lamp. The sky is a painted wall. And every single friend or neighbor is a paid actor. It's all designed for one purpose: to keep Truman so comfortable and happy that he never ever questions his reality.
Now, a good prison warden needs guards. The Gnostics called them Archons. In the movie, they're the actors. You got his wife Meryl, who's basically the Archon of distraction, always shoving some new kitchen gadget in his face to keep him busy. And then there's his best friend Marlon, the Archon of gaslighting. Anytime Truman gets suspicious, Marlon shows up with a six-pack and some fake heartfelt speech to make him feel crazy. It's a 1-2 punch of manipulation.
But here's the thing about prisons: no matter how perfect, they always have cracks. And freedom begins the moment you start to notice them.
This spiritual awakening, or gnosis, it never happens all at once. For Truman, it starts with these little glitches in the matrix. A stage light just falls out of the sky. The radio picks up the crew talking about him. It's these tiny moments that don't make sense, that plant a seed of doubt. And that seed grows from, that's weird, to him actively trying to break the rules, to see what happens. He's starting to wake up.
According to the Gnostics, that awakening is often triggered by a call from the outside, a messenger called Sophia, or wisdom. And in the film, that's Sylvia, 100%. She's the one person who breaks the rules, risks everything, just to plant that seed of truth in Truman's mind. And even after they drag her away, it's the memory of her, this flicker of something real, that fuels his entire quest for freedom. So all of this, the glitches, the memories, the suspicion, it's all building to one inevitable conclusion: a final showdown between the prisoner and the warden, between Truman and his false god. And this is just so key. The strongest bar on Truman's cage isn't a physical wall, it's a psychological one. His crippling fear of water, a fear that wasn't even his. It was deliberately installed by Christof, who killed his dad at sea just to keep him trapped on the island. So to get free, he has to literally sail into the heart of his program trauma. And after Christof throws everything at him, this insane godlike storm, we get that iconic scene. The thud, the sound of his little sailboat literally hitting the sky. He reaches out and touches the wall of his universe. I mean, it's the Gnostic journey made completely literal, realizing the world has an edge, and, more importantly, that it has a door.
And this is when the warden panics. Christof's voice comes down from the heavens, and he makes his final pitch. He begs Truman to stay in the prison, telling him it's safe, that he's the creator, that he knows what's best. It's the ultimate voice of control, trying to convince the captive that the cage is actually a home.
And Truman's response? Oh, it's just legendary. He takes his own catchphrase, the line that defined his fake life, and he throws it right back in his creator's face. It's the perfect kiss-off. He rejects the comfortable lie for the terrifying unknown truth. He takes a bow, and he walks out the door.
So why does this story hit us so hard? It's not just the clever movie plot. It's because it taps into this deep, nagging feeling that maybe our reality is also a bit of a construction. That we're all living inside systems and beliefs that we've been conditioned to just accept without question.
And that's the final twist, isn't it? The film holds up a mirror. It forces us to ask ourselves, what are the painted walls in my life? What are the manufactured fears keeping me on the island? And the biggest question of all, if you found the exit, would you have the courage to walk through it?